Welcome back everyone to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 14, Episode 3 of Eldritch Horror, and we are playing the Dreamlands, Return to the Dreamlands with Atlach-Natcha, the Dream Weaver, the hideous Atlach-Natcha. Couple of quick updates from Turn 2, and then we'll jump right into Turn 3. Before we start, quick shout out to our bookstore, Pontos Fathom Press. Disclosure from the Necronomicon Fragments, Volumes 1, 2, and 3. If you're into Lovecraft, go check these out. Necromancy of Nyarlathotep, The Hermeticism of Hastur, Alchemy of Azathoth. Helps us support the channel. You can always check out our Patreon as well. I've been posting there with some consolidated playlists for the series. So if you want to go check out our other playlists like Joan of Arc, A Song of Ice and Fire, War of the Ring, Conan by Monolith, go over there and you can check out some of those gameplay, and you can also join our Patreon. And finally, thanks for your viewing, liking and subscribing, and ringing the bell if you want to be notified when we have the next content comes out. Helps us with the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to grow the channel to 1,000, so appreciate your guys' help. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of 2. In our Mythos phase, we had the Doppelganger monster spawn. Here's the doppelganger. So he's sort of comes in, takes the place of our lawyer George Barnaby, and then it says the lead investigator gains a lost in time and space condition. So it says remove your investigator from the game board. You are unaffected by game effects and cannot move or perform actions. Instead of resolving an encounter, flip this card. So he's immediately lost in time and space, and we will flip this card when we get to his encounter phase. So he's sort of out of the loop for some actions right now, which is not good, right? And we've got a doppelganger on his space, so he's sort of been captured by him. We also had Daryl Simmons in turn 2, picked up a skullduggery condition from his encounter in Ulthor. It's a test. You can gain an trinket asset from the reserve equal to your die roll, then flip the card. So he has the ability to test and gain trinkets. And finally, our bounty hunter Tony Morgan, he's gained a boon condition from his encounter closing the gate in Dalath Lean. We've also closed a gate, so I believe that he gets a he's got the handcuffs as well. He can automatically defeat a monster when he resolves a strength test, so that's pretty interesting. Tony, when he completes a monster during this card, there are 5 more monsters in this card. Okay, so you can just play some Eldritch tokens on his card. Okay, so let's go into it. I think I'm going to have Tony Morgan travel up to Celiphaeus and try to close that gate. And I will have Daryl Simmons, he'll go up to the Enchanted Wood and have that encounter up there. And I think that's going to do it for everyone. Let's go ahead and go into the encounters phase. So for the first encounter, we've got George, our lead investigator, George Barnaby. He has got the lost in time and space. So I'm going to flip the card, and it says, against the tide. You fight against the ebb and flow of the universe as if it threatens to erode everything you hold dear. So you can roll a test. If you pass, place your investigator token on the space of your choice. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Whoa, okay. Well, I'm going to take him and place him on the moon so he can fight this cultist. And I believe he'll fight this coast. Then I discard this card, so he's no longer lost in time and space. That's cool. So let's have him fight this cultist as the encounter. Because I believe, like, now that he's gone through this encounter, we can just continue with his encounter. And let's have him fight the cultist. So he can go ahead and make a roll. And he has ability to... Okay, so let's have him roll this. And he is able to defeat this cultist. And he puts his first cultist... place an Eldritch token on this card. So I'll discard the token, the cultist. I'll place an Eldritch token on this card. And also we will give him an encounter. Oh, there's no moon encounter. So yeah, that's fine. So he's closed that, and that should be fine. Let's move down to Daryl Simmons, the photographer. He's going to go to the Enchanted Wood and get the Enchanted Wood encounter. I believe these are called... guys, let me know what these are called, these encounters. I'm looking for the booklet. Here it is. These are called... We haven't used this deck a whole lot. These are called Dream Quest. These are Dream Quest. So he's in a Dream Quest in the Enchanted Wood. It says, you watch carefully to see where what mushrooms the Zoogs eat. Desperate for food, you sample some of them, but find that their effects make it difficult to keep your thoughts in order. Wonder what kind of mushrooms these are. Okay, so his thoughts are difficult to keep in order. He can roll. If you pass, they lead you to a treasure. Gain 1 artifact. So this is cool. He gains an artifact, and we can place that there. And then also we take that and we move his encounter to the underworld. The otherworldly encounter is now on the underworld, so now that's there. And maybe we can have George Barnaby go to the underworld. Meanwhile, let's go back to Daryl Simmons, who... Okay, let's grab his artifact while we're here, just so we don't forget. He gains 1 artifact, and he gets... I want to have one that's themed from this, so I'll just go through get these out. And the first one that has the cat symbol on it is the one we'll take. I won't be really looking at them, just shuffling through, looking for the bottom corner symbol of a cat. And we get the Pentacle of Plains. It says, defeat 1 monster on your space. You lose sanity equal to its toughness. So I can just automatically defeat a monster on my space. That's awesome. I want him to go use that. Reduce the damage of monsters you encounter by 2 to a minimum of 1. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, let's go on to the encounter for Tony Morgan, the bounty hunter. So Tony Morgan, bounty hunter, he is going to go to this gate, and let's see what he can do with his conditions here. So he got 4, 5s, and 6s from his boom. He's able to use his handcuffs. He can, so yeah, so he's going to go ahead and he's going to use the handcuffs here. He's going to take a token and put it back, and that token he can discard 1 of the monsters with his handcuffs, 2 or less. So he can go ahead and... Oh, actually, this cultist moves to Dalathlin after he spawns. So I forgot the cultist in this game. They actually move to the next space. So he'll go ahead and close out this Haunting Horror. And then he just has the Gug to face. So then he will go ahead and attack the Gug. And he can do this here. Attacks the Gug with a 3, and the Gug is 4. So that gives him 4. Let's have him also... Oh, 4, 5, and 6. He had a 4 here. So he has a 4, and that's a 4. So he is able to defeat the Gug. Let's have him go through the Celophaeus gate. He goes through and gets an otherworld encounter. Lost Carcosa. You find a guardian of perfectly sculpted marble statues. At the garden center, you find a cloudy pool. You may spend 1 focus to examine the pool. If you spend the focus, resolve the pass. If you do not spend he doesn't have the focus anymore, so he has to resolve the fail effect. You awake to you awake to discover that you have been standing in a garden at a statue for untold years. Lose one sanity. Well, that's not good. So he loses one sanity. And then it says, a marble rabbit comes to life before you, and you chase it when it starts to hop away. So let's have him roll a test. If you pass, he leads you home, and you close this gate. So he's able to close this gate. So that's awesome, and I believe that he has now So he defeated 2 monsters. So let's give him 2 tokens on this one. He needs 5 to close his Thrill of the Hunt. So he's already gotten 2 under his belt. So let's go ahead and give him the Celiphaeus encounter as well. So he will get a Celiphaeus encounter. Let's see, it says, you pray to Atlach-Natcha to save the crew from the white ship. So this is our Celiphaeus encounter. You pray to Atlach-Natcha to save the crew of the white ship. If you pass, your wish is granted. Gain the Basil Elton unique asset. Okay, so he's going to gain the Basil Elton unique asset. That's cool. And that's going to do it for our encounters phase. Let's go ahead and go to our Mythos phase. Mythos card. First we spawn a clue. Get the clue bag out, and we will spawn a clue. I don't know where this clue bag is. Oh, here, clue bag. Okay, let's spawn a clue from the clue bag. It's on space 10. We're off in the Dreamlands in the world. All kinds of stuff's happening in the world. So we also have a active rumor will be placed on space 14. Space 14, 13, 14. Okay, that's local. And it says the doorway to Tuanella. The doorway to Tuanella. It says at the boundary between worlds, as the boundary between the worlds weaken, you hope to commune with the powers that rule the shadowy realm where the dead reside and restore the walls between our realities. Wow. So the doorways to Tuanella, there's an ongoing rumor that has to be resolved here. So I'll place the 3 Eldritch tokens on this rumor and just leave it here on the board for space 14. And we can resolve that as we get to it. And that is going to wrap it up for turn 3. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in turn 4. And this is getting interesting. Let's keep going here. We have a lot of monsters on the main globe, so we might have to spend some less time in the Dreamlands and move in to get the Sleepers of Natcha. Sleepers of Natcha is up here on space 9. So maybe sending George Barnaby to the moon, and then he can come out here and then go through, and then maybe we can have, or come out of the underworld into Tokyo, and then he can go across. And then maybe we can have our bounty hunter Tony Morgan to go to unknown Kadath. Let's see how things work out. Okay, well actually maybe Barnaby should take that cultist out so he can work on his power. So yeah, we'll see you in turn 4, and we'll talk to you guys then. Bye.